Hello and welcome to Community Connection. I'm Iowa City Mayor Bruce Teague. This show shines a light on the different response efforts to the coronavirus pandemic in our community. We have been pushing people to stay at home except for essential trips, and trips to the grocery store are among the most common needs. How can you do that safely? And how can you keep those frontline grocery store workers safe? Joining me to discuss this topic is Michelle Herb, president of the Iowa Grocery Industry Association. Thanks for joining me, Michelle.
Thanks for having me on. I appreciate it.
Yes, so as you know, this is an exciting topic, I think because it really talks about the frontline workers that are in our grocery stores, and also to kind of give some guidance to us as shoppers. So what about online shopping? Is that still prevalent during this time? Is that a preferred method?
Sure. I don't know that there's really a preferred method, but we certainly are seeing an uptick in consumers that are either shopping online or calling in their orders. Obviously, that provides an opportunity for consumers to do their shopping from their home, get to the store, not have to go inside in many cases, and really helps limit the number of people that are in store and helps with our social distancing efforts. So I don't think there's really a preferred method. I think we're doing things in stores too that are helping make things safer and consumers comfortable and employees comfortable. But certainly we are seeing an uptick on the number of people that are choosing to either order online or call in their orders in advance.
One thing that I did notice here recently within the past couple of months is the opportunity for elders to come in early, certain hours to shop. And how did that conversation happen?
There wasn't really any formal conversation. I think grocers across the state of Iowa just want to continue to take care of their employees and customers. And here was an opportunity to provide a specific time for some of our more vulnerable consumers to come in and shop earlier in the morning. And just people, grocers across the state wanting to do the right thing and providing that opportunity and protect some of our more vulnerable consumers.
I know a lot of people do appreciate that opportunity to go in early. I don't know if there's any restocking benefits to that, where there'll be items on the shelves, but I can tell you, just yesterday I took my urgent, self out into the grocery store
Uh-huh.
just to get some essential needs. But
Hmm.
the shelves in the meat department were very sparse. So I know that people at one point went rushing out into the stores to buy a lot of groceries and that type stuff. What can you say to us now that we've been in the coronavirus pandemic for a while about the availability of foods?
Sure. One of the things that we've really wanted to spread the message on is, our supply chain is strong. There is plenty of food. What we saw initially was such an uptick, an increase in demand that products were flying off the shelves, and it was just really a matter of having the time to replenish it. It wasn't a matter of there not being enough. It was just, again, seeing such a dramatic increase in demand that we saw in the stores. It was just, if an item was on the shelf, we just needed to give it time to work its way through the supply chain and back onto the shelves. If something isn't there today, give it a chance. They're going to restock it. It's going to be back tomorrow in the next couple of days. So really can't communicate enough with folks that it's not an issue of there not being enough food. Only buy what you need for the next week or two. There's no need to hoard food. The supply chain is very strong. It's just a matter of getting caught back up with that demand, that really sharp increase of demand that we saw.
Yeah, I think that message is important to share because I know that a lot of people thought at one point that they needed to stock up for like 3 months, 2 months. And of course, when you go on social media, you
Hmm.
read all these things, but I'm happy to know from your perspective or from what you've shared with us right now that the supply chain is great and
Hmm.
that foods will be, definitely available. I was a little worried when at one point when I
Uh-huh.
went and I'm like, everything's gone. But again, you're exactly right. It came right back. Some of my favorite Twinkies were there, so I
Uh-huh.
didn't have to worry about that. So
It was
what?
just a matter of getting it back on the shelves. You know, I know we all saw the pictures on social media and different places of some empty shelves, and it's a timing issue. You know, it might be gone today because of the increased demand, but it will be back tomorrow, the next day. There's no need for people to panic. The supply chain is strong.
When we're talking about the shoppers and what can we do, precautions that we can take when we're in the stores to
Mhm.
help slow down or stop the spread of the disease?
Well, I think first and foremost, if you're not feeling well, stay home. I think next would be if you can, if it's possible, designate one person to do your grocery shopping. Try to avoid, if at all possible, bringing in your entire family. When you're in the store, obviously we are discouraging people from bringing in their reusable bags at this point in time too. Again, only buy what you need. When you're in the store, we're asking folks to please practice social distancing with your fellow shoppers and also with the store employees. We're asking people to keep two cart lengths in between one another in the grocery store. You're seeing stores that are trying to help consumers with that as well by placing either floor decals or signs around the store to help people in areas that may typically be a little more congested. Put the decals on the floor that encourage people to stand here to make sure that they're staying, keeping their social distance. We talked about don't panic, don't overbuy. You know, and the other thing is give your checkers time. The employees across the state and our grocery stores are working hard to keep your stores sanitized and clean. Before you place your products on the counter, give the checker some time to spray down the surface, to spray down the pin pad, to sanitize before you put your products down. But really, we're all in this together. Just be kind. Let's work with each other and we can all get through this. But I think really we all can just work together. Again, we'll all get through this.
Yeah, it seemed like it's been a long time now that we've been in the COVID-19, and I think people are beginning to realize that we may be here for a little while longer,
Mhm.
longer than we anticipated. I've been in the stores and you see now directional arrows where you can go this way down the aisle, and then go this way down the aisle, which I think is helping just with decreasing the interactions with people where they're not passing each other, they're actually following behind each other. And so I think that is something that grocery stores are doing. As far as like masks and gloves for
Mhm.
consumers that are coming, what would be your recommendation there?
Well, I know the CDC just recently changed their recommendations with masks, and so we are encouraging our employees to voluntarily wear masks, and then also consumers as well. I mean, I think anybody that can voluntarily do that just provides another layer of protection for all of us.
What are some of the other protections or things that you're requesting that your grocery store employees abide by?
hmm Obviously, the same as we ask our shoppers, if you're not feeling well, stay home. We're asking them to practice their good hygiene, regularly washing your hands with soap and water. We are encouraging our employees to sanitize their area. Obviously, we mentioned the counters, the pin pads, keeping their social distance from consumers and with their fellow employees. And really, as we all can, the biggest thing you can do is if you're sick, stay home.
Honestly, I think people really have to be in tune with how they're feeling, taking
hmm
their temperature. If they're feeling a little weird, definitely, take the precaution of staying home to keep everybody safe. Um,
hmm
I do know that there's a lot of employees out there, a lot of people continuing to go to the stores. But when they leave the store, what are some of the precautionary measures that people can take when they bring the groceries to their home?
The FDA has indicated that there is no evidence that food packaging is associated with the transmission of the coronavirus. So I think it's important that people know that as well.
But as far as some measures to keep them safe, potentially, would it be recommended that they can wipe down things with a disinfectant when they get it home?
I've seen a variety of different things on that. I haven't seen anything from an official source like CDC or any of those organizations that have recommended that at this point in time.
Okay. Sound like you all have really done some great advocacy work on behalf of the grocery stores to kind of give some ideas for the employees in order to keep them safe. Also for the shoppers, I think all of the interventions that you've done from your association, thanks again, because it really
Thank you.
is making an impact in our community. I see more people wearing the masks and having gloves on when they go through the lines in the stores, and social distancing, because I think that is key. Is there
We all
anything?
certainly can do our part.
Exactly. We all can do our part. Is there anything else that you would like to share with our viewers today?
I just really would love to take the opportunity to thank all of our associates in the stores across the state of Iowa for their fantastic work. I've always been tremendously proud to represent all of the great grocery stores across the state of Iowa, but now more than ever, just want to tell them thank you. They all continue to show up and do a great job of providing the necessities for communities across the state of Iowa. So a big shout out and thank you to all of them for their work.
I never realized how important our grocery store staff is until this time. So thanks to all of the
Absolutely.
frontline workers out there. Absolutely. Thanks for joining us today.
Thank you for having me. I appreciate it.
Yes. And for information on city closures and response efforts, head to icgov.org/coronavirus. There we will also have links to health resources. As we wrap up this episode, I want to remind all of you that we're all in this together. Let's stay home and flatten the curve. I'll be back next week with another Community Connection. Be safe, Iowa City.